Good morning. I'm Westchester County Executive Ken Jenkins, and we are here today to celebrate a very meaningful milestone here in Westchester County. Today we are marking the 50th anniversary of the Westchester County Office for People with Disabilities, 5 decades of leadership, service, and advocacy on behalf of Westchester County residents. The Office for People with Disabilities was formally established on January 1st, 1975, originally known as the Office for the Handicapped Disabled. Westchester County was one of the earliest governments in New York State to establish an office dedicated specifically to disability access and rights. This work began well before the American with Disabilities Act, setting a statewide standard and positioning Westchester as a leader in accessibility and inclusion. 50 years later, the Office for People with Disabilities remains a critical resource for individuals with disabilities and their families. The office provides information and referrals, paratransit application processing, advocacy and service connections, site surveys to ensure equal access, education and community outreach. Today we want to recognize our Executive Director of the Office for People with Disabilities, Karen Horowitz, and the entire staff from the Office of People with Disabilities team who are here with us today and continue to carry forward this legacy of advocacy, access, education, and inclusion. I want to also thank and acknowledge our staff members like Jeff Zastowski, whose experience and his lived experience helps inform policy and strengthens the office's work every day. Celebrating 50 years is not about honoring the past, it's about reaffirming our commitment to removing barriers, expanding access, and listening to and uplifting the voices of people with disabilities. Westchester County is always going to be a community where everyone can fully participate and thrive. At this time, we're going to ask a few different members, including our colleagues on the County Board of Legislators, and certainly starting off with our Executive Director, Karen Horowitz, from the Office for People with Disabilities. Karen, come on up.
Thank you. Thank you, County Executive Jenkins, and to our Board of Legislators for this recognition today. I joined the Office for People with Disabilities nearly 2 months ago, and as I was settling in, I found a number of historical documents in the files that were left behind in the office, and I found many pages that were typewritten on onion skin paper from the early 1970s, and those documents laid out the rationale and the plans for the development of what is now the Office for People with Disabilities. And as I read through these documents, I was amazed to find this milestone of 50 years. As someone who has studied the disability rights movement at length, I was truly awed and moved to have these pieces of paper in my hand. I really, all of the work that I have done in my career has been made possible because of the incredible activists and advocates of those early times, and all that they did to ensure that people with disabilities have equal rights, protections, and access. So as we start our next 50 years, I'm so very honored to be in the position to continue this work, not only to ensure access, but also to encourage inclusion, advocacy, and education around disability. I'd like to recognize some people here with us today who've had an integral part in supporting and advocating people with disabilities in Westchester County. First, we are joined by 3 longtime, now retired, longtime members of the staff, Andrea Sadowski, Terry Goodwin, and our most recently retired director, Evan Latainer. Also want to thank Tim Fields, who's also a longtime member of our staff and now with transportation. Second, I want to recognize the amazing team of staff that we currently have in the office. Anna Massapust, Flora Wu, Maggie Montalvo, Maria Cavallo, Megan O'Rourke, and our next speaker, Jeff Sadowski. I'm incredibly fortunate to work with all of you, and I know we will continue to do great things for people with disabilities here in Westchester County. Thank you. Jeff?
And at this time, we're going to ask our advocate and community work assistant, the aforementioned Jeff Satowski, to come up and give us his thoughts. Jeff.
Good morning, everybody. I want to thank Jody Prysock for interpreting for us this morning. Thank you, Jody. I thank Westchester County government for what we've done for those with disabilities these last 50 years and for what we continue to do. I'm feeling especially abled right now. I'm feeling especially able because I'm here with you as a result of all of us working and advocating, all of us in some capacity believing in and then working to use our individual and collective worth. Do you know the definition of worth? When I share this with people, if precedent is any indication, you're going to be surprised. According to Merriam-Webster, the verb worth means to become. To become. What have we become after these last 50 years? What are we becoming right now? I want to expand on the element of surprise. Years ago, I researched it. And surprise leads to learning and understanding our errors when we predict, assume, and expect. Surprise enables and motivates us to immediately adapt and leads us to revise our actions. And surprise promotes a close connection to curiosity and exploration. Apropos to our work? I think so. So today, as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of our Office with People with Disabilities, let's ask ourselves, how often do we feel surprised in our efforts to ensure equal access for people with disabilities? Do we want our results to surprise us? Do we foster this tool to learn, adapt, and explore? I don't know whether I'm surprised or not that I work with Westchester County Offices for People with Disabilities, but I'm absolutely sure that I'm grateful and humbled to work with such dedicated, fair-minded, and passionate people. This job justifies and inspires me to nurture and uphold the equal rights of those of us with disabilities, and also to guide those who are more able-bodied and minded to not only accommodate us, but to welcome and embrace us and our worth. And we may have lost and are recovering our worth, but what happens when we discover it? Let's be surprised what we all can do. Happy 50th, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. At this time, I'm going to ask the chairman of the Westchester County Board of Legislators, Vidat Dashi, as well as County Legislator Nancy Barr, to come up and give their thoughts. First, we're going to hear from the chairman. You can copy.
Thank you. No, first off, those remarks were wonderful. Thank you. Really inspiring to be here after that, and it's inspiring to be here on the 50th anniversary. More than 50 years ago, I guess, our predecessors on the board put forward a commitment to funding an office dedicated to disability rights and services, a groundbreaking step at that time. But now we all recognize how important it is. It's before my birth. So the office is older than I am. It's older than I am. But we're obviously building on the legacy and continuing to build a more accessible and inclusive Westchester every day, be it through the Sunflower Program or the Blue Envelope Program and so many other initiatives. I want to thank again Karen Horowitz, and then Evan Latainer, who is the director who I dealt with the most in my time here. We are all better for it and appreciative of the work that you have all done. And for 5 decades, this office has helped countless residents access services, protect their rights, and live independently. We're able to do that because we're working together with you all here and steadfast support from the county executive, but also have amazing advocacy from within the board through legislator Nancy Barr, who has, throughout her tenure, been such a strong advocate for this, for disability rights, and I am going to step aside so she can speak, and I want to thank her specifically for the work she's done here, and thank you all for the work you've done to make Westchester's residents' lives better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fadat, and you stole my joke because I was going to say, I wish that I could say that I wasn't born 50 years ago, but I was. Anyway, I have seen over my lifetime how much change there has been in the way that we look at and think about people with disabilities. And we have come very far. We also have so far to go. And I have really learned so much from you all, from Evan, from Karen, from people in the office, from people on the Advisory Council for Disabilities. And I will continue to learn and work with you to make changes that, can help folks live their best lives. And I want to say that I think it's fabulous that Westchester was sort of, among those on the cutting edge, in creating the office 50 years ago. But what I'm really proud of is that office is even more relevant, I think, today. And that can't be said, I think, in a lot of places. But we are still looking for ways that we can make things better. We listen. I think the Advisory Council being formalized in 2020 was a big step in that direction to get, authentic voices from folks who have lived experience. And very grateful to you, Evan, and very grateful to you, Karen, for the work that you've been doing. And of course, Jeff, thank you. That was such an inspiring speech. And I'm just very proud to be a part of all of this. So here's to the next 50 years. Oh. That's Ken. Let's do that.
We're going to do them together in just a moment.
Okay.
No, hang on here. Thank you so much, Nancy Barr, our legislator who's been not only a leading advocate, as the chairman has pointed out, she continues to make sure that she shows up every day. And certainly want to make sure to give a shout out to just another good friend of ours that is a partner in all of us that is here with us today. Maria Samuels for Westchester Disabled on the Move is in here with us as well. And the only reason I wanted to make sure that we give a shout out more importantly is because we, I believe, are on the webpage, Nancy, myself, and Maria from their last event. So, we make sure to do that. Thank you so much. At this point in time, we're going to first make sure to give out the recognition. So we're going to ask, we're going to do this at the end to formally present and recognize the incredible work for the Office of People with Disabilities in presenting the proclamations, both from the County Board of Legislators, with the Chairman and Nancy Barr, and certainly from the County Executive's Office. But before we get to that, I want to make sure that we had an opportunity to hear from our Deputy County Executive, Richard Wishney, who also has his own lived experience with this, but the Deputy County Executive, Richard Wishney.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. This is a very, very moving experience for all of us. It's very true that those that came before us had the sensibility and the understanding to step forward and create this office 50 years ago. And I am one of those that was here, not here at the county, but at the local level in the town of Ossining. And we had people in our community that desperately needed the services that are now provided very, very well by all of you that are here with us today. So we're very grateful for that service. Ken, your remarks were spectacular, very moving, and we really appreciate that. And we really appreciate all of you that work in the office and do such great work in behalf of the people of Westchester County. So thank you very much.
And while the Deputy County Executive gave me credit, I know he was looking right at Jeff Satoski, right? So the reality again is that we are so proud to be able to mark this 50th anniversary and then get ready to go forward with the surprise and delight we would also add in there as well, because again, to understand the many changes and improvements that happen, but also understand there's always more to do. And that has been the hallmark of the Office for People with Disabilities, and to continue work with all of the outstanding staff and ever the leadership, Karen, Evan, and everyone working together to make that difference. But with the partnership in the county, from the County Board of Legislators and our continued leadership with this from an administration perspective, we know that the next 50 years we'll be able to do more, and we'll be able to do it faster and better, right? Because we all need to continue to learn. So every time we walk down this path, this is so important. So at this time, we're going to have everyone come up, but we're definitely going to give out our proclamations for the Office for People with Disabilities to recognize 50 years. Celebrating those 50 years, again, is not about just honoring the past. It's about reaffirming our commitment to move forward in the future. And we know that Westchester includes everybody. That's why we always remind people, Westchester starts with WE. That means everyone, every ability, everyone understanding. I'm County Executive Ken Jenkins. Thank you so much for watching, and we really appreciate 50 years of celebration for the Office for People with Disabilities.